The curious thing that I find and is fascinating about the UPP is that the UPP has an odd relationship with me. So the UPP castigated me many years ago when I said that their leader at the time was in peril of losing his seat. This was former leader Baldwin Spencer, who almost lost his seat in the election. Recently, I was castigated again by saying that Mr. Harold Lovell fell short in relation to comparison with Prime Minister Brown. And my feeling is that the best thing that they could do is throw him overboard. And I supported the idea of the goodly lady who is associated with the
DNA.
Being the leader.
Joan Messiah.
Joan Messiah. And I thought she was the best person to lead the UPP. And frankly, I still think that she would have been a better person to lead the UPP. But, it is what it is. The UPP attacks me when I make these kinds of statements. But I found recently there's this convenient latching on to parts of statements that I make, which is weird. And I don't know what is the attempt or the intention and what they're trying to achieve by it. But to me, it is disingenuous. If you believe that Peter Wickham's analysis is flawed, that you have no use for it, that Peter Wickham, his polls are frequently wrong and the analysis is wrong, then where are you quoting him in relation to anything? And that's the thing that I find most bizarre. So recently I've been hearing me quoted. The last time it was in relation to something that I had nothing to do with. And now they're saying in relation to part of a statement that I made. And look, when someone asks, the reporter asks, do you think that the UPP is in better shape now than last election? I think that they are. Because the reality is the last election, they were caught with their pants down. They had no expectation that the election was coming early. Prime Minister Brown quite rightly threw some spin and called an election long before it was due, and they clearly were not ready. I think on this occasion, the UPP is stronger than they were before, and I think that they are anticipating an early election. Ironically, they anticipated an early election and never came early. But to say that they are more ready than before there's nothing unusual about that. The question as to whether they will win or not is another matter altogether. And that's something that I have not addressed. And certainly if I were to address it, my analysis of that situation would be entirely different. So I think that the UPP needs to stop this foolishness. If they have no regard for Peter Wickham, then that's fine. There are many political parties in the region that don't. But I don't believe that they need to stop this back and forth where they're latching on to some of the statements and then they're opposing others.